Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Nadia with Power Profits Academy, and I am so excited for our hangout tonight, part two of the 7 secrets to a profitable business. So, we are going to get started at the top of the hour. So, go ahead, grab your notebook and pen, grab something to drink, and get ready to have some fun because we're going to talk about two additional secrets tonight. And I have some wonderful bonuses that I can't wait to share with you because my commitment to you is to help you increase your profits in your business for 2015. We are almost at the halfway point for June. At the end of June, we will have half of 2015 behind us. And so we definitely want to be rocking and rolling to build that momentum as we move forward for the latter half of this year. So get ready to rock and roll, and we will get started in about 6 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. We are almost at the top of the hour, and I'm so excited. I'm Dr. Nadia, CEO of Power Profits Academy, and we will be getting started very shortly. So, again, go ahead and grab your notebook. This is my notebook that I have. I'm always taking notes. Grab a pen, grab something to drink. I have my water here. I live in the desert. I need to stay fully hydrated. You may be a coffee drinker, green tea, whatever that looks like. Go ahead and get ready to have fun. We have some amazing things to share with you tonight. to increase the profits in your business. And I'm going to share with you why that is so important to me, not only from a perspective of service, but I'll share with you my personal story and how my business has afforded me a lifestyle that I never knew I could have. And it's just amazing. So, but I don't want to skip ahead because I know people are getting dialed in, getting tuned in, joining the hangout. So we have about less than 2 minutes to go. So you have less than 2 minutes to grab your notebook, grab your pen, go ahead and grab something to drink, and we will get started shortly. I cannot wait to share these secrets with you. I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. I am so excited to be here tonight. This is Seven Secrets to a Profitable Business Part 2. So tonight we're going to cover two more secrets that will help you unlock the profits in your business. And then I also have some amazing surprises for you. I have a surprise bonus, some things that I wanted to share, some additional things. So I am excited to get going. I am Dr. Nadia Brown, CEO of Power Profits Academy. And this is a new launch for us as part of our Doyen Leadership brand. That's our parent brand. And we're so excited to have this academy for women entrepreneurs. So we are going to get started tonight on sharing the 7 secrets to building profits in your biz. And tonight we're going to add 2 additional secrets. All right, sound good? Let's get going. So I hope you have, again, your notebook. This is my note. Isn't it cute? Pink, if you haven't noticed, is my favorite color. Love, love, love. And I have a cute pen. I like to write in color. It just helps with my memory. And then I have some water. Purple is also one of my colors. So definitely got to stay hydrated. And I am ready to have some fun. And I hope you are too. All right. Now that we got that out the way, logistics and all that kind of good stuff, let's rock and roll. All right, so again, I'm Dr. Nadia Brown, and this is 7 Secrets to a Profitable Business presented by the Power Profits Academy. You may be wondering, who is this presentation for? So for those of you who are just joining us for the very first time tonight, you're like, well, who is this for? Is this for me? And those of you who were here last week, then you understand some of why and who this is for. But just bear with me for a little bit as we bring those newcomers up to speed as to who this presentation is for. As I mentioned, Power Profits Academy is for women business owners, or who I like to call women CEOs. We are the chief decision makers in our business, and we are looking for ways to move our business forward so that we can better pursue our passion, walk in our purpose, but also create profits so that we can have that business that can truly support us pursuing our passion. So you may be feeling like, you know what, it's June 9th. I don't know. I'm going through my business. I'm dealing with some different things. Things aren't looking the way I thought they should look. You may just feel like I am stuck in a rut. I've been trying things, and things at one point used to work, and now they're not working. I get it. I have been there. I have been there where I was working in my business. I was doing things. There were some things that were working very well. There were other things that were a hot mess. And so I'm telling you, if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut, how am I going to move forward? What can I do to get from where I am to where I want to be? And you may be thinking, you know what? Is it too late for me? Because that's another question. It's like, oh my gosh, I just had coffee yesterday with a colleague, and it was like, it was just January, and now we're in June, and are we where we thought we would be in our business? And in some instances, we had to just be honest and say, no, I'm not where I want to be. I haven't hit all of my revenue goals. What adjustments do I make? And is it still possible for me to do that? So if that's you, I want you to go to our private Facebook group at www.powerprofitsmovement.com. That's www.powerprofitsmovement.com, and just say, post in the group and say, you know what? I don't have to stay stuck. I may be stuck. I may feel like I'm not able to move forward, but tonight I'm going to share secrets with you on how you can move forward and still make 2015 the best year ever in your business. Again, to access our private Facebook group, go to www.powerprofitsmovement.com. Or you may say, you know what, Dr. Nadia, I'm struggling to get clients. How do I get clients? How do I get people to meet with me, right? I got to set appointments, and then at these appointments, I have to talk to them to see if they have a problem that I can solve. What does that look like? And if that is you, trust me, I have been there and trying to figure out, okay, what do I have to do to get clients? And I'm just like you, in that I have to meet with potential prospects. I have to figure out what their needs are. And then I have to say, you know what? Do they have a need that I can help solve? Do they have a problem that I can help solve? And I've worked with clients who are in that position where it's like, I'm here, I'm doing things, I'm meeting, I'm going out to networking events, and I am speaking, and I'm doing all these different things, and I'm not getting a client. So what do you need to do in order to maybe adjust your approach? Maybe there's some strategies that you need to employ that are different. Maybe you need to update on how you actually run your appointments and how you adjust your sales conversation, what that looks like. So understanding that is very, very, very important. What does that look like? And if that is you, I want you to know that you are in the right place. We are going to share strategies with you tonight that will help you to do a better job of getting clients. And I understand that clients are so important to your business because you need revenue. You need to have that money coming in so that you can serve more people, so that you can take care of your family, so that you can do the things and have that level of freedom that you wanted to have when you started your business. And we are going to look at as well, this is also for you if you feel like, you know what, I'm lacking some confidence. I don't have the confidence I once had, and I need to make sure that I gain that confidence so that I can build my business, so that I can speak. One of the challenges that a lot of people have is, how do I get on stage? And that is one of the questions that I get asked a lot. How do you book speaking engagements? How do I have more of these engagements? But more importantly, how do I not just totally freak out and not have this work out for me? And so if that's you tonight, understand that you are in the right place, because you're going to talk about how to build up that confidence. And honestly, this is something that I see a lot of times with women business owners in my work. It's just, we're dealing with so much. We have so many different things going on, right? And it's, how do I feel confident? And especially after experiencing a setback. There's something that happened in my business or in my life, and now I'm struggling to get that adjustment, to get my footing back, to get my confidence back. So what do I do? And confidence is huge when you're looking to build rapport, when you're looking to build credibility and trust with prospects, potential power partners. You have to have that level of confidence, or and what I call the inner glass ceiling, in terms of, when you have that lack of confidence, how does that affect you? And are there things that you're doing that are actually holding you back versus just something that might be external? Just some technical. I am usually fairly tech savvy, but tonight it just doesn't feel that way. All right. Next, we went into business. While we might have gone into business for to pursue our passion or walk in our purpose, at the end of the day, we all have to generate revenue. We have to generate the revenue that we need in order to keep our business afloat. And I remember a story of a colleague of mine who she had this amazing business. And I remember the day I received the email where she was saying that she was closing her business. She wasn't going to do her business anymore. And I was just like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, is this really happening right now? And it just got to the point where her business was so demanding on her time and she didn't have that balance together worked out. And so she had to let it go. And it was so heartbreaking because I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, this is an amazing woman. Her business is an amazing business. And I find it difficult to believe that she is not doing her business right now. One second. All right. Thank you for your patience. We just had some technical difficulties making sure everyone can get in. All right. So, again, we have to generate revenue. How do we generate the revenue that we need in our business in order to move our businesses forward? How do we do that? And you may feel like I'm under a lot of pressure right now to build revenue. And how do I do that? I had a former client who was in that space. She had been working in her business for years. Her husband was worried and concerned about, we've been doing this and I don't see the revenue in terms of just keeping your business afloat, but also being able to contribute to our household. And now she's at a point where she's generating revenue after we work together, put together a plan, a revenue plan, so that now she has revenue not only coming in from multiple sources, but her husband is like, whoa, baby, bring it home to bacon, right? So things are a lot better. And I get that too. I've been there, done that, have a couple t-shirts. And so we're going to talk about how to generate that revenue for your business. And this one is near and dear to my heart, around more time with family. And I often share the story of and I did an executive roundtable a couple months ago, and I had women from different industries, different businesses. We were all sitting around the table. We had breakfast. It was just, you talk about amazing. It was amazing. And I'm just sitting here thinking about it. And one of the ladies just shared this amazing story around how when she started her business because she wanted to spend more time with her family. She wanted to actually start a family. And at that time, she was in a job. It was a very, very intense job. And she had a lot to do. She traveled a lot, so she wasn't home that often. And at that time, they didn't have any children. And so she was just sharing with the group, she's like, it's really hard to get pregnant when you're only home 5 days a month. And I'm sure it was pretty intense on her marriage. And, she was just moving and shaking and moving up the ladder. and things were just not happening. And so she decided to relaunch your business. Hold on. We have some folks saying they can't get in. So we are going to fix this, we hope. All right, we are just going to give it a second. All right, I'm not sure why. All right, so let's get back. I do apologize, technical difficulties there. All right, so spending more time with your family. One of the things that having your business and being able to generate more profits in your business is the ability to spend more time with family. How do you do that? How do you spend more time with your family in your business, particularly if you're at a point where, you know what, things just aren't going the way I would like for them to go? So, what we have to do is we have to have a plan in place that helps us generate that revenue, generate those profits so that we can pursue the passion that we had. And so now, this young lady that was at the round table, she has her own business. She actually relaunched her business. Now she is able to spend more time with her family. And now she's pregnant because she's not on the road all the time. That is the power of having your business and having a profitable business, because having profits in her business means she's not always stressed out too. So also, you may be at the point where, you know what, I just want to pursue my passion. I am so passionate about this thing, fill in the blank. For me, I am passionate about helping women be successful. I know so many women, gifted, talented, amazing women who, when they're in my seminars or workshops, or we're working as, one-on-one clients or in a group coaching program, and it's just like, oh my gosh, they are living out someone else's dream. And part of this process that we have to go through is giving ourselves permission to live out our own dream, to pursue our own passion. And so if you're like, I want to pursue my passion, how do I do that? Is it even feasible for me to pursue my passion? Or should I do this in order to pursue my passion? How do you pull all that together? Well, that is part of what we'll talk about tonight as well. And then, of course, is walking in your purpose. I was here, I was put on this earth for a purpose. There are people that I want to serve. And a lot of times, talk about purpose. What does that look like? And again, I want you to think about, how do I build my business so that I can walk in purpose and I can do what I want to do in order to serve the people that I would love to serve. And so we're going to talk about that as well tonight. And here's what I know for sure. I know what it's like. I spent years in corporate America. I was that girl that wanted to climb the corporate ladder. I had no intentions of having my own business. That was not my plan at all. And yet, here I am, walking in my purpose, pursuing my passion, helping other women own their power, shatter their inner glass ceiling. We are just doing amazing things. And this is what I know for sure, that you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. And you may be thinking, well, you have a doctorate degree. Honey, let me tell you, that has absolutely nothing to do with building a profitable business. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. My doctoral degree did not properly prepare me for what it would take to build a profitable business, and just the many ups and downs that may occur when you're attempting to build a profitable business. And here's a quote that I love from Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She just says, don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can actually be your greatest strength, and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else. And I can tell you, when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many things I don't know about being in this space. I've been in higher education. I've been in corporate America. I've done all these things, but now I'm out here and I'm on my own, and I don't have any. There isn't a rule book, right? There's no rule book that say do this, 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 and this. business, how do I get a plan that really not only outlines my vision? I knew the importance of having a vision and setting goals, but who's going to break that down step by step by step? So we're going to talk about how you can do that. So who is Dr. Nadia Brown? Who is this crazy woman that's here talking about building profits in your business? I'm so glad you asked. I am, again, the CEO and founder of Doyen Leadership Institute, and we've recently launched this new brand, Power Profits Academy, specifically for women CEOs. We wanted to create a space, a support network, a place where we could go and get access to resources and coaches and trainings in order to move our businesses forward. Because what I was finding in my business is that there were women entrepreneurs who were like, hello, we need help. We need your support. And we want a community where people get us. And I get what that feels like when you're in a group or you're part of a community or you want to be part of a community and you don't feel like anyone understands us. So while Doyen Leadership Institute now solely focuses on corporate and doing corporate trainings and working with women who are in corporate and want to stay there, the Power Profits Academy is designed for women CEOs, chief decision makers, as I love to call them, who are ready to take their businesses to the next level. They want to be more effective CEOs, and or they're like, hey, I have a job, but I also have this side hustle that I want to make my full-time gig, and I don't know how to do it. And I've been there. I spent years in corporate America, got the pink slip, went back, quit again. I mean, it was just a mess. I was in and out of corporate. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that there was something different. There was something more. I knew I didn't fit in, but I didn't know how to change it, like what to do differently, because I'd never run a business full time. I've done some things here and there on the side, but how do you run a business full time? How do you make a living from having your business? And that was what I had to go through that process. So we launched this business. We've been out here doing these different things and just making mistakes and doing some wrong. And I get it. And so I know what it's like to leave corporate, take your severance, go out there, see what happens, fall flat on your face, been there, and then have to start over. So trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. And I want to share my experience with you so that I could save you from some of the mistakes that I may have made along the way. Reading is my hobby. I absolutely love to read. And a book that I recently finished reading is actually by Simon Sinek. It's Start With Why. OMG. Fabulous. Love this book. And it really just challenges you to think about your leadership style, your company, your brand, and how it inspires others to think bigger and how to really distinguish yourself in the marketplace. So it caused me to start asking myself questions about what I was doing in my business, how I was going to do things differently in my business, what made me stand out in the marketplace, and how to better leverage the skills that I'd learned along the way. And so I love to read. I read tons of books all the time. That one just really, really resonated with me. Another book that I've recently read is Lioness Arising, beautiful book by Lisa Bevere, and it talks about how we as women are just so powerful, yet many of us are sleeping and we're not walking in our power. And that is part of Power Profits Academy, is for us as women to really own our power and not listen to some of the things that have been said to us, spoken to us, really just kind of drilled into our psyche that somehow as a woman we are less than, because that's not true. But also, how do we bring our unique abilities and gifts and talents and the way we were created together with men? And because they have unique gifts, talents as well, and they have characteristics that when we come together, they work very well. And of course, I've earned degrees. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in computer engineering. I have an MBA. I have a doctorate in management and organizational leadership. And I can tell you that those degrees sound great, and I have the alphabet soup around after my last name, and I started this business and I was like, you know what, this is going to be great. And I have all this education, this experience. I teach this stuff to people. Surely I won't have that story of I was down by the river destitute. Thankfully, that didn't happen. However, I did have some bumps along the way. There were just some things that happened in my business. I didn't ever see them happening, but there were some very hard lessons learned And there were times that I did stuff in my business where I just failed. I failed. I didn't like it. It didn't feel good. I had to have some very difficult conversations, but it helped me to grow as a leader. And then this is the love of my life, Toby. He is an amazing man, one of my biggest cheerleaders. And I just really look forward to him and how he supports me and helps me really move forward in my business and rah 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 rah. And one of the things that I love to talk about, because I know sometimes we as women are thinking about, how do I have a business, a successful business, and still have my family? And I'm here to tell you that we figured out, we work together. Do we always agree? Absolutely not. But we make it work, and he is just an amazing guy. And so again, my view of the world is that women, this is a place where we can walk in our power, we can walk in our purpose, we can pursue our passion, and we can create profits in our business. I'm also the author of Leading Like a Lady, How to Shatter Your Inner Glass Ceiling. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like to make that transition from corporate to now having your business. I know what it's like to make that transition from employee to now being a CEO. I know what it's like to start to see some momentum in the business and like, oh my gosh, what just happened? I know what it's like to have those difficult conversations, to think about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do in my business? How am I going to get more clients, create more revenue in my business? Am I really just feeling like I am stuck in a rut? I know what all of that is like. And I learned this lesson is that as long as I keep my eye on my big vision, I will be just fine. You can make mistakes, you can fail faster, and you can still be successful. And that's my big why. I want to encourage and empower and educate women, business owners, CEOs to own their power and generate the profits that I know we can create in order to move our businesses forward so that we can have a bigger impact. I care about people. I am so passionate about people, and I care about you and your business success. And again, purpose is so important because what I'm doing now, I'm walking in my purpose, I'm doing my thing, and it is exciting. And part of that goes with being able to create profitability in your business. That's why we're talking about power profits, because we want to be able to create those profits in our business in order to have what we need to move our businesses forward. And so that affords us time with our family. And so just really transparent moment. I received a call last week stating, that my brother had been hurt and he was in the hospital, and it was really touch and go there for a moment. And it was just like, what do I do? Do I fly home tomorrow? What happens? And it was a decision as we go back and forth, and it's like, is he going to be okay? What's going to happen? And everyone's just kind of like on edge, and it just so happened that he is doing much, much better. And his big sister will be on a flight tomorrow night, headed out to Florida to spend time with him, because I have a business in place that supports that supports the structure of I can pack up my laptop. There are things that I can do, and I can run my business from someplace else. And so do you have that? Do you have the profits in your business that support your lifestyle of you spending more time with your family? Whether that's in times of when life happens, or it's just, I want to go on vacation. I want to take the kids to Disneyland. What's wrong with that? And feel like, I can take my business and I can leave my business and my business will be okay. And you're not totally stressed out. Being able to provide jobs. This is something we talked about last week. There are so many businesses. There's over 7 million women-owned businesses in the U.S. alone. And over 88% of those businesses don't provide jobs to other people at all. So there are businesses. So what are these businesses doing? And I know I work with women. I interact with lots of women. I network, and I'm telling you, they desire to do something bigger. They desire to have a bigger impact, and providing jobs is one of them. Being able to give bigger financial contributions, whether that's to your local charity or to your church. So for those that attend a church. And so really quickly, if you weren't here last week, I definitely want to share this free gift. I want you to text the word profits to 480-725-7622. Again, text the word profits to 480-725-7622 to get your secrets to building massive profits in your business. All right, so that was a quick overview, a lot of review from last week, and we're going to dive into some more secrets. And again, for those of you who were here last week, just bear with me. I want to make sure we do a quick overview and review for those that weren't here last week so that they can get caught up, because if they weren't here, they might have missed the replay. So just really quickly, we want to cover a couple of those secrets. So secret number one was know your vision. Know your vision, know where you're going, and how to communicate that vision clearly to your team. And one thing I always say, if you don't have a vision, how will you know when you ever get there? And so you want to have that vision, you want to keep it before you. And of course, you have to have a big vision. And normally I whip out my big vision glasses and I would show you that, as a CEO, you dream big. And being able to have that vision and communicate that vision is so important. And then, of course, doing your homework, understanding your target market, understanding your numbers, understanding what's required of you and your team, making sure you understand all these different pieces. I mentioned how ostrich leadership doesn't work, and sometimes when our numbers don't add up, it's very tempting for us to kind of want to stick our heads in the sand. Absolutely not. And again, understanding the needs of your target market, because those things change, but also even taking a look at what your competition may be doing, not to copy it, but again, to just kind of get a feel for what's working and what's not. Because just because they're doing something, that doesn't mean that they're doing it well. And it may not even mean that your market wants it, but they may not have any other choice. So how can you come out and do something different and bring something unique to the marketplace? All right. So this week, one of our new secrets that we're going to share is master the art of sales. This is so important. And I talk to people and we're talking about sales and we're looking at, how do we increase our sales, what it is that we need to do, and how do we get more clients, how do we generate more income. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to master the art of sales. And so one of my mentors often says that cash flow will solve a lot of problems in our business. So we can just close more deals, generate more sales. We would have fewer problems in our business and we could move forward. And so how do you master that art? And many of us, and I say us because I still, have my moments where I'm like, I don't know if I want to make sales calls. I'm so nervous. What if I mess it up? What do I say? How do I say it? And, especially when you're launching something new and it's a whole new conversation. And so understanding that being in sales and mastering that art is about conversation. It's about relationship. And it goes back to when we talked about understanding the market, understanding the needs of the people you serve. How well do you understand that need? Because you're looking for a problem so that you can help solve it. And that is mastering the art of sales. What are things that you're doing? Do you have scripts or bullet points that you have that you make sure you cover these points? Do you truly understand the needs of your market and how you solve those needs? Do you have questions? Probing questions to really help you get to the heart of the matter. But also, do you really come from a place of service and of building relationships? As I mentioned earlier, yesterday I had coffee with a colleague and we just talked about, the power of relationship. And we as women don't always do business in the same way as men do. We tend to be a little more relational and we kind of flow a little differently. And so it may feel a little awkward that I just talked on the phone for 90 minutes and I haven't necessarily closed that sale yet, but you're building that relationship and that rapport. And you really want to do that because rapport helps to reduce resistance and those objections. And it helps to build that trust so that you can increase the profits. And so how many conversations are you having with people? What systems do you have in place to help you do that? But also, are you practicing and doing training to help you master the art of sales? And part of the reason why I hit that point in my business where I was struggling, and I see that a lot for my clients, is we just, for me, it was like I wasn't closing the deals. I didn't have the systems in place to help me make sure that I talked to enough people and that I was excited about what I had to offer. And I was bringing me to that conversation and showing what made me unique and how I stood out in the marketplace. And so at one point, I talked to my mentor at the time, and we just talked about, the importance of me getting targeted coaching. There's nothing wrong with investing in your business to get the support that you need. I was not a born salesperson. That was not my thing. And it was a very uncomfortable process. And so I spent several months working with people strictly on sales. How do I have this conversation? How do I make this conversation successful? I'm a used car girl, and you think about sales, many of us are just like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about the used car guy, and he's going to try to sell me this clunker that I don't want, and I'm going to pay too much money for, and I'm going to leave with this really nasty, icky feeling in the pit of my stomach, like, what did I just do with my life? And I did not want my clients, my prospects, anyone that I interact with to ever feel that way about my business. And so how was I going to fix that? How was I going to address it if I didn't learn how to master the art of sales my way? There are a number of training programs out there. You have to find what works best for you because you want it to feel right. You want people to feel good. And especially in a business like mine where I'm training or coaching, it's a very personal business. It's not like buying a car. You buy a car, the person leaves, and you probably may never see them again, right? And even if you do, it's going to be like 3 to 5 years when they come back. And that's only if you did a good job and you have that relationship. But, with me and my business, it's very personal. And we sit down and we hang out and we go on retreats. And I don't want someone there that is looking at me like, oh my gosh, that was a horrible experience. I'm so angry with Nadia. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. She sold me a bill of nothing. And so, how do you master that art where it feels right, it feels good, and you're doing it well in terms of I'm closing deals, I'm generating revenue in my business? So make a commitment. I want you to write that down. I commit to mastering the art of sales, and it takes practice, 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 practice. But I want you to write that down, and you can even post it in our private Facebook group at www.powerprofitsmovement.com. I will master the art of sales. That is my commitment. I will master the art of sales. If I can do it, you can do it. And success secret number 4 is find a mentor. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I know there are people out there that are kind of like, coach this, I don't know, mentor that, blah, blah, blah. All I can tell you is that when people ask me what helped to build the momentum in my business, there are 2 things that I say outside of mindset and all some of that other standard stuff. I said, find a mentor or a coach and get out and speak. Those were the 2 things that worked for me. I found a mentor and coach that worked for me. We had an amazing relationship. And one of the first things she told me, even though I was kicking and screaming, was go speak. And I tell you that I went in a year and 12 months, people were like, OMG, like, where did she come from? Because my business just exploded. And I was like everywhere I was having so much fun in my business. It was amazing. And it's helped me. Even now, I have mentors, I have coaches, I have people that are there to help me mastermind, find help. And it's not always about I need to learn something. So when I first started out, I was like, literally, I'm sitting in my office, I'm working on my website, no one knows what I have to offer, I'm trying to create a product, I'm not really sure about my target market. Like, I was a mess. So the things that I'm sharing with you, I didn't do them. So at first, and so I found someone to help me to navigate that, and she shortened my learning curve. And so it would have maybe taken me 3 to 5 years, I was able to accomplish in 12 months. And even now, I look at mentors. So, but now I started that story for a reason. So I went from I needed help not only with just having that level of accountability and support and guidance, but also access to training, because there were just a lot of things I didn't know how to do. It wasn't enough to just tell me what to do. I needed someone to also show me how to do it. Training, workshops, those types of things. But then as I continued to grow, I got to a point where it wasn't so much, let me be clear, there are still things I need to learn how to do, but I could be more targeted. Like I just felt like I didn't know how to do anything. So it was like, getting baby steps, right? Now I'm a toddler and I'm growing up and I could tie my shoes. But your need for a mentor may look different. I personally love masterminds. I love having some one-on-one coaching mixed with some group coaching so that I can just learn from other women and their experiences, and we just come together. And it's just amazing. There are all different types of ways that you can work with a mentor. Mentors may actually be your mentor at no charge. I've had people in my life just like, I just want to be a support for you as a give back, and I just want to pour into you. Okay, amen, right? I take it. And there are times when I've also invested. And here's what I say about that, because there are different thought processes around programs and how much you may want to invest. You have to invest in yourself if you're going to take your business to the next level. And you may start out with, I can only invest $97. Start where you can, and understand that I have learned that the more I invested, there was just a higher commitment. When I was investing in $15,000 programs, you best to believe I did my work. I showed up for all the calls. I was accountable. I did the work. I did what I needed to do. And so when you have skin in the game, it makes a big difference for most of us. There are some of us that are just driven, but then there are those of us that are like, OMG, I just invested how much? And it's more about just that level of commitment and just taking you to the next level. And my personal opinion is that, especially as someone who is a mentor and a coach as well as a trainer, that I continue to grow and I learn. And if I'm asking people to invest in my business, then I should be investing in myself and continuing to stay abreast of what's going on in the marketplace so that I can better serve my clients. So understanding that that is something that is near and dear to my heart. My mentor and I, we are still very good friends. I still reach out to her. We co-taught a class. Like we just really were, at that colleague kind of level right now. But she just learned, she just has so much insight, and we were able to develop that relationship. And again, it just moves my business forward. I have mentors now, and I'm learning again so much, and it's helping to move my business forward. And so just look at where you are in your business. What do you need? And start there. You may not need a 12-month mastermind program. That's fine. You may need a 4-week intensive where I need to learn how to do X, Y, and Z. That is perfectly fine. Understand what it is that you need, but don't be afraid to invest. Do vet, 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 vet. Ask lots of questions. Make sure you're investing in the right program. Make sure that you're definitely have the right relationship with that person. But vet, I'm telling you, invest. Find a mentor. It is one of the best things you could ever do for your. Like I said, I've been there. I know what it was like I'm sitting here now in the same office, and I am thinking about where I was now, and I can tell you that it's amazing, because I was new. I wanted to get my website up. I just remember I wanted to create these products and these programs, and I was going to promote them on Facebook, and no one knew who I was or my business, and I wasn't sure about what that would look like. And it was just really difficult, and I was getting frustrated because I wasn't making money, and I left my corporate job, and my husband was looking at me like, okay, what are you doing? And it was just crazy, and I was so sad and frustrated, and just wondered, like, maybe I should go back and get an email from a colleague, a friend. Actually, she was a former coach as well. And she said, you need to check out this event. And I was like, who is this woman? So anyway, long story short, I go to this 3-day event, and I ended up leaving be a part of a 12-month mastermind. I had never even heard of mastermind. I didn't know this stuff existed. I didn't know that you invested at this level. Like, who does this? It would just open me up to a brand new world. But again, it just really accelerated my business, changed the landscape of my business. And I haven't looked back. And so just finding a mentor is so important. And finding the right one. Have all of my mentors or coaches been the best? No. And it wasn't that what they had to offer. It was sometimes, personality wise, it just didn't click. And I learned myself over the process. Like I mentioned, I like mastermind programs where there's an element of group and private. That's my personal style. However, there have been seasons in my business where I was like, look, I need to work with you one-on-one for a very short amount of time on this XYZ. Let's fix this issue and move on. I've done 12 months. I've done half-day VIP days, whatever I needed at that particular time to move my business forward at all types of levels from $97 on up. So just understanding that you start where you are and you just go from there. But don't be afraid to take the risk and invest in your business. And I love this quote by Ariana Huffington. We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions, that we'll screw up royally sometimes, royally. Understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, is part of success. So tonight was, those are your two bonuses, not your two bonuses, those were the two additional secrets I wanted to share this week. I know we did a lot of reviews, so I appreciate those of you who are on here that were here last week to have that that going for you. So tonight I want to share three supersized bonus ideas. And bonus number one is make automation. You want to make it a priority in order to get to that point where there are certain things in your business that don't require you to be there. So how do you do that? You make it a priority in terms of getting the systems and infrastructure in place to help you move your business forward. So one of the things that we've recently implemented in my business is now when I speak, instead of having all this paper and all this manual data entry when we share our free gifts, as you saw earlier, you got to text in a keyword, and now all that's automatically uploaded and you can get your free gift. And when I get back after speaking, I don't have to sit down and manually enter all this information. It helps to make your business a lot more efficient in how you run it. And then bonus size secret number two is get creative. I mentioned that there was a season in my business when things were a mess and things weren't working out and I don't know what was going on. And I had to get creative in how it's going to generate revenue. And I get that it's sometimes difficult to be creative when you're in a revenue crunch, but also sometimes that pressure causes us to get creative in terms of how we build our business. And then bonus number three is, I don't know if I can hit this home. I think you may have gotten that message, is invest in yourself and your people. And so you may hear people say invest in yourself. Like, I don't know any coaches or trainers out there that aren't like invest in yourself, whether it's take a training, buy a book, buy an audio program, invest in a high-end mastermind, whatever that looks for you, but also investing in your people. And you may think, what people, Dr. Nadia? Well, it may just be like your assistant. You may have an assistant, even if they're not an employee. Are you making sure that they have the resources, the certifications, the trainings that they need in order to best support you in your business? And I may be a little different because I've had people that suggested they say I don't pay for training for my people, but I disagree. I want my people to have the best support, the best access. I want them to be on the same page. And so I hire people who are open to personal and professional development, who are excited about learning and being better, and they bring ideas and we can collaborate. So invest in yourself and your people. And how do you get your business to that level in order to do that? So tonight, in addition to having some bonus size secrets and sharing some additional bonuses, because we still have some more secrets to complete our 7. So I've just been throwing out some secrets here and some secrets there, and it's been fabulous. But also, I wanted to just do something very special tonight because I'm really committed to helping you move forward in your business. And that is, I would love the opportunity to just spend some time with you while we sit down and we just look at your business. Let's put together a revenue plan so that you can know what it is that you need to do, what are some things that are working well, what may be some other income streams to move your business forward. And so if that is something that you are interested in, then I want you to send an email. And in the subject line, I want you to write revenue plan. And you're going to send this email to info@powerprofitsacademy.com. And we will sit down. You will have a complimentary session where we will put together a plan. Like, I will literally email you a plan that outlines some steps that you can take for the rest of this year to move your business forward. So I thank you so much for joining tonight. That's my pen. Like, I got all excited. My pen, my pad, my water, and I'm just throwing stuff around. So now, hands free. And again, if you want the access to that Power Profits revenue plan to help move your business forward for 2015, simply send an email to info@powerprofitsacademy.com, and in the subject line, put in the subject line, put revenue plan, and we will reach out to you and get you scheduled so we can spend some time putting together your complimentary plan, and we'll outline some action steps so you will walk away knowing exact steps that you need to take in order to move your business forward for 2015. With that being said, thank you so much for joining tonight. Don't forget to join us and share your comments or questions or feedback in our private Facebook group at www.powerprofitsmovement.com. This is Dr. Nadia, CEO of Power Profits Academy. Thank you so much for joining our live hangout tonight. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.